If you want to build a gaming PC, you need the right CPU and GPU combo. This is crucial. And if you like to play esports games like Fortnite, Valorant, CS2, League of Legends, Call of Duty, or just any of these games, then keep in mind that these two components will literally determine the number of FPS that you get. If the combo is not well paired, you will not be getting the FPS that you wanted, and you will suffer from stutters and FPS drops, which is every gamer's worst nightmare. So that's why today I will show you the best CPU and GPU combos to play esports shooters in 2025 with no FPS drops or stutters, all budgets included for 1080p, 1440p and even 4K resolution. I will show you the level of performance that you get in esports games and high demanding ones, and you will find all the links down below in the video description with the latest prices and availability in your region. My name is Valentino. That being said, let's start. With the first one, we have the cheapest one on the list. This CPU and GPU combo will be a budget 1080p 144 plus FPS combo or 165 or 180 plus FPS. That being said, if you want to buy a 1080p or 1440p 144Hz monitor, this combo will be the perfect one for you, especially if you are working with a tight budget. For the CPU, you want to go with an i5 processor in the i5-12400F, a really solid CPU, especially when it comes to esports games, so it will be more than enough on a budget, especially because it's not going to bottleneck the graphics card, so you will not suffer from any stutters or FPS drops. Now, the graphics card is the AMD RX 6600. This is a very nice graphics card, and it has been one of the best budget GPUs out there in the last few years. So with this combo, I can guarantee you that in most esports games, competitive settings, you will be averaging over 144 plus FPS at both 1080p and 1440p resolution. Now, when it comes to high demanding games, with this combo at 1080p, you can expect around 60 plus FPS depending on the game and depending on the settings. Of course, you're not going to be averaging over 60 plus FPS in the latest, most high demanding titles, for example, Hogwarts Legacy on ultra settings, but if you want to play games like GTA 5 or even Red Dead Redemption 2, with this combo, you will be playing at smooth frame rates, decent settings. So overall, this combo is very solid when it comes to price to performance, and the price by the time of filming is going to be around 300 USD. Now, if you want to play at 1080p or 1440p resolution in esports games and you want to achieve over 240 plus FPS, then I recommend you getting this next combo, which is going to be just perfect for that. This combo has the Ryzen 5 9600X processor, which is in my opinion the best price to performance CPU at the moment. Right now, it's going for 156 USD, which is the lowest price I've ever seen for this CPU. And the crazy part is that you can pair this CPU with high-end graphics cards. So if down the line you want to change your graphics card and you want a high-end one like the RTX 5070 Ti or RX 9070 XT, you can do so and you will not be bottlenecking those high-end GPUs. And when it comes to gaming performance in these esports shooters, you can expect over 240 plus FPS competitive settings, possibly even 360 plus FPS depending on the graphics card. Now, the graphics card for this combo is the RX 9060 XT. This is the 8GB model because for esports games, Vram will not be a concern. However, if you want to play more high demanding games at higher frame rates, then I will recommend you an alternative in just a moment. Now, if you want to go Nvidia because you prefer an Nvidia graphics card, then you have the RTX 5060, which goes for around the same price, maybe a little bit higher by the time of filming. And in my opinion, there's no difference between the two, but if you feel more comfortable playing with an Nvidia graphics card in esports games, then the 5060 will be your best alternative. You will find the link to the 5060 and 9060 XT down in the video description. Now, when it comes to high demanding games, at 1080p you can expect very smooth frame rates from both graphics cards, and even at 1440p depending on the game and depending on the settings. However, if your favorite games do require more than 8 gigs of VRAM, you will be limited by these graphics cards VRAM. If you want to play these high demanding games, high to ultra settings, I do recommend you upgrading to a 16 gigs of VRAM graphics card in the RX 9060 XT 16GB model. With the 16GB model, you will be able to play high demanding games like Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us Part 1, and games of that nature at both 1080p and 1440p high to ultra settings. Now, the price for the first combo, if you just want to play esports games, is going to be around $420, and again, you will be achieving over 240 plus FPS in these esports games at 1080p and 1440p. Then if you want to go with the 5060 because you prefer an Nvidia graphics card, the price will be a bit higher at around $450 for the entire combo, and if you are willing to spend the extra and go for a 16 gigs of VRAM graphics card, which is what I do recommend, then the total price for this combo will be around 500 USD. Still very solid price to performance for a combo like this one. And then if you want a 360Hz 1440p or 1080p monitor, I do recommend you getting this next combo, which has one of the fastest CPUs in the entire market in the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, alongside one of the best 1440p graphics cards in the RTX 5070. With this combo, you will be able to play esports games at 360 plus FPS on average, competitive settings at both 1440p and 1080p resolution. And you can also play at higher frame rates, so depending on your esports games, you might be able to fit a 480 or possibly even a 540Hz monitor, depending on the exact game and settings that you're playing. So this combo will be amazing, in my opinion, one of the best value combos overall, because you can also play at 1440p ultra settings in high demanding games and achieve smooth performance. And you can also use it for 60 plus FPS at 4K resolution in high demanding games. Overall, really nice combo, again one of the fastest combos out there, and it is definitely not the most expensive combo, because by the time of filming this combo goes for $880. Now it's not cheap, but it's definitely not as expensive as other combos in the market. And then if you're looking to max out any monitor refresh rate, either 1080p 540Hz, 1440p 480, or 4K 240Hz, then I recommend you getting this next CPU and GPU combo, which has the fastest gaming CPU in the entire market in the Ryzen 7 9800X3D. And alongside this fast CPU, you get the Nvidia RTX 5070 Ti, which is one of the fastest graphics cards in the market for just any resolution. With this CPU and GPU combo, you can max out any monitor refresh rate, because you can play at very high frame rates in any esports title competitive settings. And then if you want to play high demanding ones as well, you can max out 1440p at 120 plus FPS high to ultra settings in high demanding games, which is an insane level of gaming performance, and over 80 FPS on average when it comes to 4K. So you can also play at 4K ultra settings in high demanding games if you desire to. Now, if you want a slightly cheaper graphics card, so better price to performance and around the same level of gaming performance, you can get the RX 9070 XT from AMD, which is going to be around $800 cheaper and provide about the same level of rasterized performance. Now, the price for the 9070 XT and Ryzen 7 7800X3D combo is going to be around $1170 by the time of filming. And if you want to go Nvidia in the 5070 Ti, the price will be around $1280. Definitely not cheap combos, but these are going to be the best for esports games if you want to max out your monitor refresh rate. And if you have more money to spend, of course, you can go with the RTX 5080 or RTX 5090 to achieve the fastest performance in high demanding titles. But for esports games, this is all you need. You can actually compete and become a pro with a 540Hz monitor with this combo right here. But do keep in mind that the prices might be different when you're watching this video, so I do recommend you checking the latest prices and availability from the links down below. And most importantly, you can actually get one of these combos which are perfect, so you will not be getting bottlenecks or FPS drops. But if your entire PC is not at the same level, you can actually bottleneck the CPU and GPU combos. So if you don't want other components bottlenecking your combo, which is very important for your gaming performance, then I do recommend you watching my video on the best PC builds of the month, where every component is compatible with each other and they will have no bottlenecks between each other. You will find that video in the top right corner of the screen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.